Hey, how's it going? Been a while, but I've been working on some different things. A lot of my actual job, but so I built this mill, and that worked really well. That's from OpenBuilds. That one's actually a kit. I kind of caved and bought a kit. Don't judge me, but I used that to make some interesting things. And here's one of the. This is an XY plate. So it supports wheels for moving a C-beam actuator on 2 axes. And this one, you can kind of see got messed up because a bit broke. I was in the middle of this and I didn't have homing switches set up on my machine, so getting it back to the position where it actually needed to be was difficult. I've since solved that problem. You might notice a couple of different things about this machine compared to the earlier videos. Some things that we still have these really neat end plates, which are not all that neat, but they work, so I'm going to keep using them. And that's just, you know, pieces of 1/2-inch aluminum. Everything else is different. So I had a lot of really significant deflection in the unsupported rail that I was using on the other machine. And the last aluminum build that I did, I could twist the 2 beams this way, get at least an inch of space between them. That just wasn't going to work. So I thought about getting some fully supported rail, then I have to get bearings and all that. And I saw aluminum extrusion from 80/20, and then there's Maker Slide and a couple others. But I've had really good experience working with OpenBuilds. Their customer service is great, the prices are fair, they ship fast. So I just decided to go with that. So now what we've got is this machine is a 1250 millimeter by 1000, so roughly 3 feet by 4 feet. And that's the actual usable area on it, which is kind of nice. And you can see we've got lead screws here in the center. Same old stepper motors I've been using forever. Those work great. And here's my wonderful Bosch router that I bought. I made a mount for this, but I just wound up, I didn't like it very much, so I just ripped this one off of the mill, which is now in pieces, and I'm really need to reassemble that because it was not cheap. And yeah, so all the plates here, like this one back there, and there's it. It's getting kind of bright in here. This one over there, and these things that go on the end of the C-beam, I got a bunch of those. All of those I made, a couple of them on the drill press and the miter saw, but several of them I actually just made on the mill, so that worked out pretty well. Cutting aluminum with that is tricky, but honestly, just cutting aluminum with the CNC is tricky. You know, getting your feeds and speeds correctly and getting the correct kind of bit and chip evacuation, lubrication, all these things are very difficult. It kind of reminds me of prom night, actually. So in the meantime, I've got a second xPRO CNC version 3 board from Spark Concepts that I absolutely love so much. I've got 2 of them. And so that's lead screw. For the long axis, it's really difficult to do a lead screw for an axis this long. So I have chain parts still. There's some chain hanging over there, and I'll find a use for those. But I just decided to go with a belt, and it works really, really well. I mean, and it's nice because I can just jog this thing by hand. But another thing is, and I'll go ahead and turn the driver's line over here, that I absolutely love. One thing is I've got this app called Universal G-Code Sender, which works very well, and it's probably the best freeware G-code app that I've used. So have a look at that, and if you're a developer, please contribute, because it's awesome. People put significant effort into it. So I'm going to see if I can just move the x-axis just a little bit, make sure it's not going to blow up. And then I'm just going to do a G-code command to go to X to 840 millimeters. Pretty straightforward. My phone stopped auto-focusing a long time ago. I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last iPhone, but getting tired of that. So let's just see how this works. that is pretty darn fast. And it can go quite a bit faster than that, but it's quick enough. So let's do, send it back home. And we'll do a 2-dimensional move, and you can see that the lead screws go quite a bit slower than the belt that the software interpolates. So you get a feed rate. It's basically the root of your max X feed rate and your max Y feed rate. Just picture those as a triangle. So then we'll send it back home. If I can figure out how to type while doing the camera thing. I just like watching this thing. Yeah, one of the things that you might see is that the lead screw back there is bouncing around a little bit, and I'm not real happy about that. So, yeah, we'll send it back home for the moment. Blah, blah, blah. I'm probably running out of space on my phone. So, but that worked really well. The back plate over here, which is one I actually got from OpenBuilds too, so yeah, well, I'm not going to fall victim to not invented here syndrome. Here's the belt system. This is like just an old motor mount that I had from way back when, and my wiring here is just absolutely terrible. And, you know, clearly I use a lot of zip ties. And I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this board, and just as far as some kind of enclosure, because just obviously having it sitting here like this, if you're, debris gets in there and it's just not good. So but one thing I do like is these terminal blocks. I just got these from Home Depot. You can get better ones off Amazon or wherever that are quite a bit smaller. These are for like if you're wiring your garage and you need something, and that's, yeah, these are complete overkill. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now, and it works. I just finished getting this all wired up a little while ago. So yeah, my wife actually asked for some stuff to cut, or for me to cut some things for a piece of furniture she's been working on, so I'll take care of that. Then just one more time, I just really like watching this. So, cool. All right, cheers.